Teaching English by Edison, and today we are going to focus our attention on the role of teachers in the emerging scenario. Well, children, and there has been a lot of debate on this issue that in the present context, the role of the teacher is constantly changing. Earlier, teacher used to be called the architect of the nation. The people always considered the teacher as the builder of the nation. I still believe that this line is very relevant today also. In the present scenario also, teacher works to build up the nation. Ask how, sir?
How, sir?
See, right from nursery to the higher stage, the teacher start nurturing the child, tapping the talent, brushing the talent, and preparing the child to get education. Before we impart any education in schools and colleges, the teacher's role is to prepare the child to conceive the knowledge, and to get the information. Getting information by virtue of information is not an easy task. The teachers plays a key role in bringing the child's mind to the stage of learning. Because when a toddler, a small kid starts, walking, a toddler starts walking to the school, he never knows what scene he is going to witness. He is not aware of what kind of atmosphere he will get. But you will find that in the nursery stage also, a teacher receives the child with love and affection and entertains the child and makes him feel homely even at his school. So, maybe the primary role of the teacher may be performed by your mother, because mother is the first teacher of the child. Then your father, they are also the teachers. But then comes the primary school teachers, those who really build up the foundation of education. And they not only impart learning to the child, they also shape the talent into the child. And they bring certain changes in the mental state of the child and prepare the child to receive information. Then comes the post-primary stage and higher school stage. Now in post-primary and high school stage, the child is capable of gathering information and accumulating the knowledge every day. And the more he understands the situation, the sharper his brain develops. And then he becomes a thorough learner. So the teacher facilitates learning in the school scenario. Am I right? More than that, it is the teacher who works as a model of behavior for the child. Who do you think is a model of behavior for the child? The teacher. He is an exemplary personality for the child. He stands as a friend, as a philosopher, as a guide to the student. And right from the beginning till the higher stage of learning, the teacher is the greatest support for the child. Am I right? In the present scenario, people talk a lot about that the role of the teacher has changed. Technologies have come up in place of teacher. But I am just telling you, this is my belief that no technology can substitute a teacher. A teacher will always remain a teacher for a child, not a machine. A machine can impart you information, but the information has to be induced in your mind thoroughly through the teacher. So teacher is a facilitator of learning. What is a teacher? Tell me. He is a facilitator of learning. Not only he imparts information, not only he shapes the future of the child, he also guides the child time and again to go through. Because there are situations where a child starts losing confidence. The teacher then comes and stands by him. And he always say, don't worry my child, I am with you. So a sense of confidence is induced into the child through the teacher. So the teacher works as a philosopher, as a guide, as an important person, and as a friend to the child. And above all, as it is the now teacher's role, I must not avoid talking about a great teacher of all time, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Dr. S. We are always inspired by his philosophy of education. He, came to the Indian presidency right from a small post of teacher, and he rose to the height of, presidency. And before that, he was chancellor of university. He worked as a philosopher, as an educationist. It was he who devoted a long period of time, exploring knowledge about Indian philosophy of life. And to know the truth about Indian philosophical thoughts, he devoted most of his time. And he came to conclude that all the virtues of mankind leads to truth. And there is oneness. Say like that. It is according to Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, there is oneness of all the spiritual values. There is unity in all the spiritual values. All the religions, all the scriptures lead to one faith. That means there is oneness in the spiritual values of our life. Above all, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan preached that humanity is the greatest priority. What is the greatest priority? Humanity. Even when he was the president, he rose to the occasion and spoke that no, teachers are the greatest persons of the society. And that is the reason why he dedicated his birthday to the teachers. And his birthday, 5th September, is being celebrated as Teachers' Day. That is a great honor given to the teacher ever by a great person like Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. He was a friend, philosopher, a guide, a teacher, and a great president of all time. Great president of all time. His devotion and dedication can be better known. He spoke the line I quote. He said, "The past is never dead and static." What did he say? The past is never dead and static. Rather, it is alive and dynamic. Look at the statement. The past is never dead and static. It is rather alive and dynamic, and is involved in the shaping and nurturing of the future prospect and the present. I repeat, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan said, the past is never dead and static. Never dead and static. Rather it is involved. Involved in shining and nurturing the present and the future prospect of our country. That is the reason why he came to conclude that it is only the Indian philosophy that really brings unity in thought. And the international, brotherhood can be realized only with the Indian spiritualism. And all the religious values has unity in themselves. They all lead to the same path. So there is oneness of spiritual value. Say like that. There is oneness of spiritual value. Such a great teacher of all time is an inspiration. He is an exemplary personality. That above all, being at a higher post, he remained a simple human being, an extraordinary, philosopher, an extraordinary teacher, and guided the Indian people through his philosophical thoughts and ideas, and remained a friend and philosopher to all of us. He always said that I swear to the loyalty of our constitution. I stand up just to safeguard the loyalty of Indian constitution, and that is what I am for. So we can devote and dedicate our philosophy to one man, and we can always remain inspired by the great personality as Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. And that is what I believe a teacher should be like. A teacher should be always loving to the children. He should be affectionate to the child. He should be caring to the child. He should be, a support to the child. He should have a healthy interaction to the child. He should have an observation on the activities of the child. He should always work as a second guardian. And he should always be amicable, friendly, and loving to the child. Because learning can be imparted only in the atmosphere of love and affection. And that's what I feel, that the role of teacher is of paramount importance in the present scenario. The teacher can really work out and make the child capable of leading the nation, because today's children are tomorrow's administrators, tomorrow politicians, tomorrow scientists. So if they are strong mentally and physically, if they are spiritually strong, they can really make India spiritually high, spiritually great, and they can make India economically strong. Let us swear on this day that let this relationship of teacher-student be as ever, always immortal, always loving, and always fair. Always
Fair.
let us swear that we shall always keep this dignity high in the school scenario, in the
School
society and everywhere. And
everywhere.
thank you.